How to use that shit, bro.
I keep accidentally catching like Biden's speeches. Sometimes I'll watch like news channels on the streaming services I've got. And like Biden's speech will come up and I'll watch it. I want to destroy the TV. This motherfucker's painful to watch.
Bro, it's I don't. It's what I've been saying since the beginning of this podcast. Like, they keep talking to us like we don't have internet.
Right.
It's just so insulting. I mean, it's just extremely insulting to everybody's intelligence. You know, it's bananas. Like, I can understand. It don't matter if, at this stage in any political campaign, you're gonna have some supporters, but it's to the point where I really gotta question your sanity if you're voting for this guy. Like,
I just don't understand why people defend him or Kamala. Like, obvious bullshit. Like, it's obvious these people are, one, full of shit, two, an absolute reversal in anything that it means to be a Westerner or an American.
yeah. Well, welcome to the podcast.
Oh.
I'm Hesco, that's James, and yeah, and it's bananas, man. Like, I don't get it. Like,
how do you justify defending him? How do you justify defending the administration in general?
So you saw the media reversal into Kamala's record. Like,
I haven't been keeping up with that one.
So they've been naming her the border czar since the border was an issue.
Yeah, yeah.
Now all the major media outlets are saying, no, she was never the border czar.
Always was.
Even though there's video evidence.
So, since like day one that the border issue came up, Biden said, well, Kamala's going to be the border czar.
Yeah.
She's going to be
handling the border. That was her thing. And the media donned her the border czar, which is a ominous...
I don't understand why they use that term. Why do they use the word czar?
Like, I don't think they know what it means.
Maybe not.
I mean...
Go back to the history of the word. I can give you a quick one if you're looking it up.
Yeah. Let's define the term.
But you know it, though.
Yeah,
you know
of
what
course.
czar is. Czar is the Russian word for king.
It's a Russian king.
Yeah, but they get the word from the Romans, who the word Caesar pretty much became the word for king around the world. Same thing with czar. Kaiser has always been Caesar. It's a Germanic translation of Caesar.
Yeah, I mean, like they use terms like that loosely, just like Nazi now, you know, and it's actually demeaning to the people that suffered under the rule of somebody who had that moniker. I mean, it's it's insane. So they some of the same people that are saying, oh, she was never the border czar, they were the ones, they were calling her the border czar when she was anointed.
Yep.
So I'm not getting this. Like, I then all of a sudden the polls are different now. Like, I look on Newsbreak and some of these other news outlets that collect news from all over, like and it's like, oh, Kamala leads Trump in polls and latest polls, or Texans like Kamala more than whatever. It's just flat out lies.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Well, like, it doesn't have to be a lie, but it's absolutely misleading.
Yeah.
Because polls are whatever you make of them. I remember studying polls a long time ago. Like, polls are anything. Oh yeah, we have beer too.
Which
one
do you want?
I was going to start on this end and work my way down.
Oh, okay.
So I figure we can both try the flavors. So.
All right, so here, try that one.
All right, so for anybody wondering why I just stopped talking and started focusing on fucking beer.
Because we need a drink.
Well, Monster apparently is making alcoholic beverages now, which I didn't know about.
I had no idea until today.
Yeah, no, until today. He bought the damn things.
Yeah.
They're called The Beast. There's 6% alcohol, hard. This one's called Scary Berries.
Mm-hmm.
What's that one called?
Peach Perfect.
Peach Perfect. You're spraying everywhere. It's everywhere.
It's only electronics.
That smells terrible. That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Is it that good?
Switch.
Is it that good?
That's.
Oh yeah.
That smells like shit.
Give it a taste.
That smells like barracks socks. 30-day field problem. 3 of them have cum in them. You can taste the cum. No, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not
that one's better though.
Yeah, this one's better.
So we'll work our way through these. There's 4 of them total. So that one's what, peach perfect, you said? This one's Scary Berries. So we shall see. So far Scary Berries is in the lead. What the fuck was I talking about?
Kamala and the borders are.
Oh, the polls. The polls. So, yeah, polls are whatever the hell you make them. Whoever actually makes the poll pretty much determines the outcome. So, I mean, it's like, oh, we polled Texans. Well, which fucking Texans? It's a huge state. There's a lot of different opinions throughout the state. Mm-hmm. So when they say we polled Texans, well, if they got a Democrat positive response, they probably just polled Austin or Houston. That's it.
Or Dallas or
wherever a Democrat center is. So
it's near the airport.
So yeah, right. So I mean, most of the people that that even saw the poll, knew about the poll, and participated in the poll, which most people don't participate in polls. Mm-hmm. Anybody they got is probably left leaning, probably a registered Democrat who votes Democrat every time. So the poll is very, very skewed. And then they say it's like, oh, we polled, whatever. Well, how many people did you poll to? How many people? So, like, you're talking about, oh, this is what the country thinks based on you polled 200 people. So shut the fuck up.
So what's crazy is that Americans and people in general, not just Americans, it's just that in this case it applies to us because that's where we live. They have to post at the very end of the poll where you read it, where the sample size was collected.
That's a relatively new thing.
That's so they post how many people were polled and whatever. So if you bother to read any of these, scroll to the bottom. And
that's always the fine print.
And it's in the fine print of how many people were talked to. Not necessarily the location of where they were encountered, but it'll tell you how many people were talked to. Yeah. A lot of these polls are not in person either. They're taken from online or over the phone stuff. So they survey. They put a survey up on somewhere, and the algorithm takes care of the rest. And there's no real telling of where they got the information or the data from, other than the number of people that.
So just remember, any poll you see, the poll maker,
subjective, man.
Poll maker very much skews the result of the poll just based on who, where, and when they poll. So
yeah. So I mean, I think it's funny that the propaganda machine ramps up into overdrive over Kamala, but it put zero effort into Biden.
Yeah.
And basically let him give him enough rope to hang. And didn't promote him nowhere near as hard as they're promoting Kamala. And then on the other side of the coin, they put this chick up as the candidate without a vote. So the Democratic Party undemocratically chose their candidate for presidency without a primary.
Yeah.
Which is just bonkers. And Democrats are still jumping on the bandwagon because it's blue no matter who.
That's the thing. The DNC doesn't meet until August. Well, this is August. Well, they don't meet until. Let me look it up real quick. It's like I think the second week in August.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know when it actually happens, but I know this. Nobody voted for her.
No, not once.
Nobody voted for her.
She dropped out of her own.
Apparently,
the 19th through the 22nd. So it's
apparently the delegates decided to
third week in August,
or they were told to switch sides. So then another.
That's what I heard too. Yeah, the delegates were told to go ahead.
They're told to switch sides, and this was going to be the one.
Yeah.
And then they decided to say that, including the propaganda, that Kamala raised 81 million votes in under 48 hours. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. That was Biden's money that he raised just a few weeks prior. So, because Biden raised 81 million. So that campaign money was diverted.
Yep.
It was diverted to
from a Biden campaign
to a Harris campaign.
Yeah,
it's because people were asking, what's going to happen with Biden's campaign money? I mean, that's like, it
all just got given to Kamala.
It got rolled into.
From my understanding, that's illegal.
It got rolled into Kamala. She didn't raise it. They just went. Right. They went to whoever the major donors were.
Yeah.
It secured permission to use the money for transfer it to her.
Well,
I mean, and of course
that wouldn't be illegal. That is legal, but
that's legal. If they say no, that's fine. You can.
I'm pretty sure you got to make contact with the donors. Like, hey, we're planning on shifting it over to Harris's campaign rather than Biden's. Is that okay?
But I'm pretty certain that if you donated freaking $15 to the Biden campaign,
what's your other option?
Yeah, well, give me my fucking money back.
Yeah, the Democrats don't have another option. It's Kamala or bust.
So they're not. Yeah, and that's on purpose because they can't stand this lady. They can't stand this lady either. They know this campaign with Donald Trump is a losing effort for whoever steps in front of them. They're going to save their best candidates for 2028. They're not going to freaking plug in anybody significant into this losing effort.
I don't even think they have anybody that they could plug in.
Oh, they got a couple. There's a few dudes in there that are radical enough.
Maybe one of the state mayors or state governors.
Yeah, like Gavin Newsom.
Not Gavin Newsom. Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. He is infamous.
Yeah, but he is well better orator than either one of the people.
He is a good orator. He's young enough to stick around in the office without looking like he's losing his fucking noodle. But I mean, he is a fucking garbage fire.
Yes, like literally fire.
Yeah,
like his state burned.
Yeah, it's burning right now.
And it went from a surplus in budget to a fucking deficit of over $22 billion.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, he ran that state into the dirt.
Absolutely.
Kamala helped too. So I mean, she helped with trying to freaking bail out all the fucking rioters and all the people who are burning the state. She freaking raised money for all them people during the summer of love.
Yeah.
It's but her record speaks for herself. I mean, Kamala's a freaking criminal. Let me see if freaking Judge Joe Brown called her a hoe. You remember Judge Joe Brown from TV?
A staunch Republican, as far as I understand.
Judge is like, man, she always been a hoe. I know a hoe from a mile away. I said, that's a hoe. She always been a hoe. She's just an old hoe. I'm like, oh God.
You're right. Everybody. The thing is, all the rumors about her, how she climbed that career ladder. She had sex with the right people, that put her in positions, that gave her promotions, that put in good words because they were fucking like high dollar or highly influential politicians already, and she was fucking them. Yeah. So, those are the rumors about her. That none of it's ever been proven. There are plenty of people that come out and said it, but I mean, when you get to the point where she's running for president, or she is the vice president, and now she's running for president again, it becomes something like, well, you're just trying to trash her reputation. Mm-hmm. She trashed her own fucking reputation. It just hasn't come out until now. So,
How you feel about Trump calling Kamala Harris a bum?
She is. She's one of those career prosecutors that suffers from character deficits. She's one of these people that has absolutely no connection with what the hell was going on. She wasn't a student at a time when there were opportunities, but she could have made some to go out and made a difference in her community that she claims, but she didn't. And her claim is a false one. So I don't appreciate her taking advantage of the situation. I think it is unfair to the people who she is making a false claim of identity with. And it also is not fair to the people she ought to be identifying with. See, we have a lot of Indians that have immigrated into the United States. They're fine people, but they've got one big problem, that is the transplantation of untouchability into America. That's the caste system. You may have somebody that's a multimillionaire that owns the company and the office building, and if he comes from the untouchable caste and somebody who's Indian does not, brushes up against the boss coming out of a conference, they have to go through a purification ritual. That kind of nonsense needs to have no place in the United States of America. So she's a Hindu, but yet she has done absolutely nothing to better the condition of the many Hindu or Sikh or other people from India, the Tamil Brahmin caste, whatever. She's done absolutely nothing to make their condition better here in the United States except to grin about it.
She's something, man. She's something.
She's the same as Biden. She's a political shill.
Yeah, I mean, well, Biden said that he was a political prostitute. That's what he said. If he has to prostitute himself, then that's what he's going to do. And he said that on national television, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
So.
In his much younger days, but he said it.
Much younger days, yeah, of course. But I mean, he had to wait till all the people that know how shitty he was personally to die or retire in order to run again. I mean.
Did you help exploit people? All of these folk that got jacked up with those crooked mortgages, who lost their homes, you didn't do a damn thing to help them out. You helped out the fat cats who were ripping them off, Soros and Mnuchin. You didn't help out my 3 neighbors who were losing their property. You didn't help out the other people who were in jeopardy of losing their property or got caught up in a trick bag that other counties had returned 5,200 indictment counts trying to protect them. You dismissed them, so somebody that's raising money for your political ambitions gets to sell the company for $4.2 billion. I could go on. I'll give you another illustration. It's kind of funny. What do they call somebody black mixed with somebody white?
Black.
Yeah. If somebody is black mixed with somebody that's Chinese, what do they call them?
Black.
Somebody's mixed with somebody that's Indian, what do they call them? Meaning Hindu type Indian.
They call them black.
But her people acknowledge she's a Hindu. So how do you beat the rule if you have the rule applied to you? That's because she's not. She's a fake.
It's
there's plenty of people. Just as we're talking about this, I scrolled past some on Twitter. Staffers in San Francisco are coming forward stating that Kamala Harris was an escort for judges, politicians, and various powerful businessmen to sway court cases and help push leftist policies in the state. Democrats are trying to bury these allegations, and it's 2 photos of a young woman who I guess slightly resembles Kamala Harris in a halter top and a mini skirt and stockings. So thing is just by the cars behind her in this picture. That's a very, very modern photo. That's nowhere near when Kamala was young. So,
Right. Yeah, they're definitely trying to re-engineer this lady, and I can't blame them for trying. It's
well, I mean, her track record is such shit. I mean, that's why she didn't continue her bid for presidency when
she dropped out
when Trump was running. Yeah,
2019.
no, she dropped out of the race pretty fucking early because Tulsi Gabbard fucking hammered her on her own record.
Yeah, she withheld evidence.
Yeah,
from a dude that was looking at freaking death penalty. Had to be ordered by a judge
to release the evidence.
And I don't know if that exonerated the man or not, but
and that's just one case.
So that's just one case. And then apparently she withheld a bunch of inmates on past their release dates because it would negatively impact the state's chain gang.
Yeah.
And
so slave labor.
And basically held them as slave labor. Which is funny because she comes from a long line of slaveholders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's in her genes. That's what she does, which is why she's pandering to black people now. She can't wait to enslave them.
Well, the thing is, like, I've seen Kamala a few times, like, talk to black people, like, interviewed and shit. You can tell by her mannerisms, the way she's sitting, the way she's talking. She has no idea how to communicate with black people.
None
Whatsoever. She's not black. She didn't grow up in any kind of like black culture anywhere in the United States.
The thing is that is she lacks the social skills that a normal person would have when encountering a different culture.
Yeah.
Do you think that you have to say yo and no cap and skirt skirt every time you talk to a black person?
That's what I'm talking about.
You don't have to do that.
No.
They speak fucking English just like you and me. Just fucking talk to them. You don't have to insult their fucking intelligence. But that's
what she assumes black people are.
She has to say yo and what up son and talk like that. No, that's their colloquialisms.
Yeah.
That they
and most black people don't use them. Those are kids that are using that.
You don't have to change the way you talk to it. Just like she'll try her hand on a sudden draw when she do.
Oh God, you know how many people in the military I met like that? They would like chameleon. They would change their entire personality depending on where they were.
Yeah,
or who they were around.
It's like, I'm like, you don't have to. You don't have to do that. Like it's almost shit. It's fucking racist.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's fucking racist.
I say
is what
so.
It is.
It'd be like me trying to fucking like fake some
racist.
kind of Islander or Puerto Rican accent whenever you and I talk.
Yeah, because
why would I do that?
Because for some reason I would understand you better, or
that would be the mentality behind it.
Better.
So maybe you and I can
it's like talking
understand each other better if I mimic your culture.
Like speaking slow to a deaf person. Like, you fucking moron. It's not a mental fucking deficiency.
Yeah.
They just can't hear you. Just either sign or keep talking the way you're talking. They're reading your lips or write it the fuck down.
Yeah.
So it's insane to me how insulting she is towards people. And some people don't see it. So Donald Trump went to this black journalist freaking place, and the interviewer huge freaking piece of shit, and just freaking bashed him, like tried to at least, and he batted all the questions as best as he could, and brought up a bunch of other questions that we should be asking about Kamala. But it's pretty crazy how some people, if you're interviewing a person, you have to be unbiased. You're interviewing them. You don't interview them. You have questions, but if the aha gotcha moment happens, let it be of their own doing, and not because you set it up as a trap.
Right.
Because the point of you interviewing is twofold. So when I interview somebody, I'm trying to get their point of view of why they're here and why they are who they are into the public light, and why you, the listener, should be even remotely interested in anything that comes out of their fucking mouth. Yeah. Another thing is that I'm also trying to learn myself because the persona you see on TV or the persona you see, on the news and whatever, it's not the same as you meeting them face to face. You kind of add a layer of personality to this person that you're interviewing them. Give them an opportunity for people to get to know them at the same personal level that you're getting to know them. I think it's fucking crazy that they sit there. This lady sat there and accused them of having dinner with fucking Nick Munoz, the fucking the dude from he was called a white supremacist and whatever, and he's not from the Proud Boys. He's the another one of those other groups. But in any case, he didn't have dinner with this dude on purpose. He was the plus one of Kanye West. Kanye West went to Mar-a-Lago, and plus one was Nick Munoz, or whatever. I think it was Nick Munoz. It's Nick Fuentes.
Oh, okay.
Not Munoz. It's just all them Hispanic
It wouldn't have
names.
mattered. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is some racist dude? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's a far-right political commentator and a live streamer, known for his white supremacist, misogynistic, homophobic, and anti-Semitic and anti-Islamophobic views, and Islamophobic views, a YouTuber, and blah, 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 blah. Went to Boston University, this and that and the third. All of that's probably mostly a lie because it's Wikipedia and that's not a source. Yeah. But just to, but that's mostly what, when you Google his name, it's pretty much the Southern Poverty Law Center, Anti-Defamation League,
right?
The usual suspects that'll drag your name through the dirt. He may have said some shit. I don't know. I don't know the substance of whatever he is, but he definitely wasn't some dude that Donald Trump invited. And besides, it's not illegal to be a racist.
No.
It's not. You can not like a race.
Yeah.
You just cannot infringe on their rights.
Right.
As an American citizen. You cannot make decisions based on that race at all.
Well, that affected them.
That affect them.
So you can choose who you hang out with.
You can choose who you hang out with.
You can't choose who you employ based on race.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot be discriminatory, but you can definitely be a racist. You just gotta I don't know.
Don't own a business. Don't employ anybody.
A business. Don't be in the position where you got to employ people, and you there's a rule set you'll have to follow if that's the kind of bigotry you're gonna go with. Whatever. It's,
right.
If you're gonna go with that, then you have to live in a certain way. And
it's like the KKK was never outlawed.
It
never.
No.
It was never outlawed anywhere. It just fell out of favor. People stopped doing it because of education.
Right.
Because enough people got out there, and it's like
black people aren't
what the KKK says. Yeah, right. Yeah. People got educated. They started interacting with black people more. It's like the KKK is full of shit. They're just full of shit.
Yeah.
They stopped participating. So.
Yeah, people just stopped participating. But I mean, and still, they're still running around to this day. But
oh yeah, they're still.
But as a person,
I don't even.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. As a person who's actually been surrounded by KKK members, so much time has gone by that I have to say I was treated very fairly. I was treated fine. There were things that I knew as a brown man I couldn't do. I knew what my boundaries were because I'm surrounded by KKK dudes.
Talk to the women.
Nope.
That's where the white women at?
Nope. Stay away from your white women. Now
I
that
need to
big
watch
one.
that movie again.
Now that big one over there. Yeah, it's just that, like, I knew what my boundaries were, and I got along. And what was crazy is that, so, a little backstory on that. I went to a party of a soldier that was in my unit, and it just inevitably ended up surrounded by these KKK dudes. They forgot that I was a brown guy after I don't know how many drinks. They forgot, and they started talking the most racist shit. I gotta admit, a lot of that was pretty fucking funny. But I'd be lying to you if I wasn't slightly like, oh, this is gonna suck. Like, if I step out of line here. And then they realized in their drunken stupor that I was a brown guy again, because they said something about Hispanics. They were like, well, we need to get all these beaners out of here. Not you, man. You're good to go. And I was like, whoa. It's like, you're fine by me. Like, thank you, sir. I was like, shit. I was like, I'll be over here drinking a beer. Don't get me in this don't rope me in this mess. But yeah, it's just and I've had multiple encounters with white supremacists and stuff like that through the years, and hell, my roommate in the army I had a roommate in the army for a while who was a neo-Nazi, and that was short-lived. He wasn't there very long, but either way, there's no issues. There's no issues. He stayed on his half of the room. I stayed on my half of the room.
Because he knew about Argentina, that's why.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I'm not saying that it's right, but it's not illegal. So
no, none of that shit's illegal. Like being a Black Panther is not illegal. Being a racist white guy, KKK, is not illegal.
Yeah, even though Barack Obama used them for voter intimidation on a lot of polls in major metropolitan cities, which is a fact, armed Black Panthers guarding polls, ensuring that they voted for their candidate. That's happened. So it's I
was talking about that with somebody else a couple days ago.
That happened.
Yeah.
So it legit happened, and nobody put Barack under indictment over it. It was allowed to fester and allowed to continue. But the moment somebody of not that persuasion says something or whatever that may be perceived as not popular, then he's a racist or whatever he is, So they accused Trump of being in cahoots with this guy, and I'm like, well, I mean, I'm sure that Trump has his proclivities when it comes to people of color. He is a multi-billionaire white guy, and he's been a millionaire, been rich his whole life. So he has to have his standards, but that doesn't mean that what matters is how he behaves outwardly.
True.
That's what counts. The policies that he makes,
you can
the
have
decisions that he
or
makes.
Opinions in your head or
You can have.
It's fine.
You can have a lot of opinions in your head and not act on them.
Yep.
You have a lot, and we all have them. I mean, it's
Oh yeah, especially in our line of work.
Yeah, it's not you just can't act on them. You know what I mean? You don't. It's just you have some self-control because you're a rational human being. But you can't, as a rational human being, you can't help but think about some things. You know what I mean? So it's not that don't make you a racist, but I mean, these people, man, they harp on this stuff and they freaking just throw that word around like it don't mean anything. And what's crazy is a lot of them haven't really experienced any of it. And the racism that they've experienced, they're not even conscious enough to understand it because they're so toxic that people don't even get close enough to be racist to them. It's bonkers, man. But they attacked him pretty good on that interview. He batted them questions like freaking out of the park. He did really good, within reason with the questions he was given. But again, it goes to. Nobody voted for Kamala. Nobody's voted for her ever. She's been appointed to everything except for, I think she actually, when she was a senator.
I think she got elected senator.
She got elected senator. Yeah. But after that, man.
This is a funny thing, still scrolling through X. as we're talking about this, California's Kamala Harris becomes first Indian American U.S. Senator, according to the Associated Press in 2016.
Yeah.
Always been Indian. I don't know why she would say she's black or African American or anybody else would say it. It's not true. She's Indian.
Same reason why these people are letting that freaking transvestite freaking dude punch girls in the face in the Olympics.
Dude, that's the thing. I know we were talking about that a little bit before we started recording, but I thought the Olympics put a kibosh on that with the whole, what's the fucker's name?
Back when the swimming thing was going on, with Riley Gaines and that other dude.
What's the dude's name that Riley was?
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson, close enough. Fucking, I don't remember fucking name. But yeah, the one Riley Gaines was like competing against and like lost to, because it's a fucking dude who, is capable of swimming much faster than any woman. So, but the Olympics squashed that guy because of the gender question. And this guy's been
Leah Thomas.
I never cared.
Leah Thomas.
But this guy's like, he's born a male, has competed as a male, and now he's competing as a female. And this one most recently, the Italian boxer, what's her name? Carini or something like that.
Yeah.
She gets whopped by this Turkish, is he Turkish or Algerian?
Pun intended.
Huh?
Whopped.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It really wasn't. I didn't even realize.
Well played, sir. Well played.
It didn't even click in my head.
Oh, it did in mine immediately, bro.
Racist fuck.
I'm brown. I'm always looking for. I'm looking for victim. I'm a victimization looking expert. I'm trying to find something to get offended by. Yeah.
It didn't even click. Man.
It's like.
Italian,
people.
Yeah, the Italian lady gets mashed by an Algerian boxer who used to be a guy and still looks every bit like a guy. It's like, how the fuck did that pass any kind of tests? Ain't no way. You just put some fucking. There ain't no way he's even in the same weight class. I mean, come on. That dude is much taller than she is and much more muscle. How in the fuck did that match even happen? That's insane.
The thing is, he's not the only one.
No, that's what I've heard. Yeah, he's not the only one.
There's another. I don't know if he's from Taiwan or.
There was a Chinese fighter that's born male. Has been cleared to fight by the Olympic Committee.
Yeah, it's Ayu Tang or whatever.
Yeah,
that guy. He's actually from Taiwan, China, same shit. But yeah, I mean they've been beating the brakes out of females, and so I laugh. Number one, because it's fucking funny, and it is funny because you stepped in the fucking ring. You know you're about to fight a dude. You don't have to take that whooping. So
I wonder if it's one of those things.
No.
Listen to this. So,
all right.
So these are female boxers.
All right.
99.9% of boxing trainers are
males.
Yeah, because they're expert fucking boxers, at least in the craft.
Mm-hmm.
They might not have been competitors themselves, but they're at least experts in how to box.
Right.
So I wonder if it's like a all the more glory thing.
Are they being forced? Like almost
maybe.
Like those,
think of the glory though.
Like the strippers in Thailand over there, they look like they're dancing at gunpoint. You know what I mean? Like that shit, you know. Like I was like, oh yeah, make money for my village, you know. And you're like, oh, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah, this is horrible.
That's like, this is terrible. I probably shouldn't be here. It's like, just get cash me out. You know?
I don't know what this hard-on's doing, but
they're like, what? You mean we pay them in ping pong balls?
Oh shit!
Shit! All right, I'll stay for a little bit. You know, it's I mean, yeah, but I mean they're They took a stand against their opponent by sitting in the ring, but they didn't take a stand against the Olympic Committee.
Right. Right.
It's hard for me to gain sympathy for people who don't fight for themselves. You know what I mean? It's like I understand mass hysteria, mass. That's like that. Like my sentiment doesn't necessarily apply clean across the board. There's other examples of what I said that don't apply to at all. But if somebody tells me, look, we're gonna give you a 2-fight contract to fight in the UFC, I'm like, okay, I'm all ears. We want you to fight short notice this guy and this guy. I'm like, okay. And we're going to pay you $30,000 for both fights. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like $30,000 fucking in my I made more than that just working my 9 to 5. Fuck that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's a point where you could stand up for yourself and go like, no, I'm not subjecting myself to that. Now you go, hey, look, Hesco, we're gonna give you $2 million per fight. Do your best.
That's their story.
I'm like, I'm a pretty decent fighter. I know how to throw hands. I'm probably gonna get mollywopped. However, there is about a 0.00 point something chance I could get lucky. But if the money's guaranteed, who gives a shit? Right?
That's what I think. Kind of maybe what happened with these girls and their fucking trainers.
But
it's like, what happens if you win? Yeah, you're getting into a fight with a dude, but what if you win?
Yeah, but the trainer knows.
Maybe they were talked into it like that. I don't know.
Trainer knows, and the
there's
thing
a lot
is
on the line for these folks.
Trainer knows there is a lot on the line, and another thing is that you've been training for X amount of years. Olympics happen only every so often, every 4 years. Yeah. So a lot of boxers, a lot of athletes, period, they'll maybe get to compete in one Olympic their entire life.
If they do.
You know, if they get lucky, unless they're in the NBA or whatever, and they're really, really good. Or they're from a small country where the talent pool is very limited. They may not get to compete more than one time. You know, so I get it. But the thing is that at what point do you just like, all right, wait, I am in the top 10% of all female boxers in my weight class, and now I got to fight a guy. I got a legit shot at winning a freaking medal for my country. And I got to go through a dude to get to it? How is that even remotely fair? But at what point do you as an athlete stand up and say something? No, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
No, I'm not going to do it. No, I'm not going to do it.
Well, they should identify every one of these fuckers that's coming in here as men competing against women.
Refuse. It's bonkers because when I joined the Army, it made me take my pants off.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They check the undercarriage, freaking put their finger in your butt.
Yep.
They did all that.
Yep. Well, we're checking for hemorrhoids. Whatever, bitch.
Okay, yeah, hemorrhoids. Freaking 17. Whatever. Fucking proof.
Yeah.
Help yourself.
Ain't no fucking reason to do that shit.
Help yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's...
Back when we joined, they could have very well been checking if we were gay.
Yeah. You're like,
make a noise.
You're like, yum. I'm like, oh, behave. I mean, but it's...
When we joined, gays weren't allowed.
Yeah, like, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Now they're like company commanders.
And the jobs we did, women weren't allowed.
No, not at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all. But they're Ranger Navy SEALs now. Yeah. Whatever. It's other jobs that they could clearly not execute.
Airborne Rangers.
Yeah. Infantry company commanders in the 82nd Airborne. Ranger tab females. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Clearly, undoubtedly, could not do the job without a doubt. There's no question in my mind. Unequivocally. No. Impossible. You know why? Because when you put 120 pounds on a female's back, they crumble like a fucking crouton.
I've seen
Remember
that guy's
guy?
video so many goddamn times now because it gets sent
my
to me.
favorite.
Like, it gets sent to me every time somebody
It's so
sees
good.
it. It's yeah.
They crumble like a fucking crouton.
I like the way the guy talks. There's no bullshit. So I don't give a fuck about your interview. I'm pretty well established in the Marine Corps. You have no idea.
Like, what?
I
That's
don't
a
give a fuck.
dude.
Yeah. Fuck no, that's a guy.
No, that's a man. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm getting at. Like, when we stopped believing our own eyes. You know.
Yeah. Well, common sense.
It's damn my eyes, and that's what that's the argument I've been. Dude, I've been in so many Facebook wars over this damn freaking opening ceremony of the Olympics. It ain't even funny.
Oh, whose fucking idea that was?
Wasn't
there like a big like controversy or like speculation that it actually wasn't the Last Supper? It was some other bullshit.
I'm about to get into that.
It's like Bacchus and fucking Dionysus or some shit like that.
Dionysus, but not Bacchus.
Same thing.
It's the same. Yes, but
one's Greek, one's Latin.
One's Greek, one's Roman.
Roman.
Yeah. However, Leonardo da Vinci painted Bacchus.
Okay.
So
he also painted the Last Supper.
He also painted the Last Supper. Now,
did he
painted the Last Supper. Now, this other fucking fuckstick painted Dionysus in this other. So the painting that Leonardo da Vinci did of Bacchus was of just Bacchus. It was Bacchus in some fucking faggy pose or whatever.
Yeah, it was
doing
some fat dude like feeding himself grapes or some shit. Yeah,
doing something. Right. The other guy that painted Dionysus was included in this painting of many gods called the Feast of the Gods.
Okay.
Which is kind of like just a debaucherous freaking gathering of gods and a celebration of doing whatever the fuck you want because you're a god.
Yeah, that's not even close to what they depicted.
Of course not, because there's no fucking table, for one.
There's no table.
And there's 17 people on a donkey. So.
And a fawn.
So it's now these people.
Half man, half goat.
Right. So these people. These people clearly depicted the Last Supper.
Yeah.
And Thomas Jolly was the guy that did this whole fucking thing.
Like he's the one that did the opening ceremony thing?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Thomas Jolly. And he also apologized or not apologized or whatever the fuck he...
I'm sorry you feel bad about it.
You know, sorry you guys are offended. But we achieved our objective. He literally said that. But, so...
All right, that's one down.
Yeah. Same here. So the painting is by Jan Hermans van Billert, painted in 1630. Okay. And it's that painting that you saw.
Yeah.
I'll put it up on graphic so you guys can see what the fuck we're talking about. But in any case, there's only one depiction of that painting that has a table, and it's not by the same guy. It's so a lot of these mythological people, or gods or whatever, they've been depicted by multiple artists throughout history in many different ways, and they have their own ways of interpreting what they see and how they want them displayed. So
Da Vinci's painting of Bacchus, it really is just a man sitting there cross-legged.
It's a man sitting cross-legged. Yeah,
and it's
that's
not
what I'm saying.
It doesn't even look like Bacchus. I mean, Bacchus is the pleasure god. Mm-hmm. So like sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Right.
That and Dionysus, they're both essentially the same thing. Mm-hmm. But like drink, music, debauchery, shit like that. That's Bacchus. That's what he's in charge of. But that doesn't even look like what Bacchus would look like in my head. Because Bacchus would be like an obese man, fucking, covered in nice shit. But
there's not a one of those paintings of Bacchus or Dionysus that shows him painted completely blue.
Oh. That's
not a
Dionysus,
one.
D-Y. Oh, N-A-S. Yeah, or whatever. Not even close.
It's not
Same
a one.
shit. Yeah. So that's what I think of when I think of Dionysus. This is a more modern painting, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fat guy being carted around,
Right.
fucking like grapes and drink in his hand.
Yeah.
What's this?
So
You would give me this shit.
yeah, that's
Did you read what it was called?
I don't know, a bald bitch. What was it?
Fuck you.
You would too.
What's yours?
Mean green.
This one's called White Haze.
Ah! You racist bastard.
You're the racist fuck. You hand me this?
I whopped you. Yeah, but
I mean, you said Molly walked earlier.
I got a free pass.
What? No free passes.
Yeah, well, any case, these fucking freaks did what they did.
Yeah, they had like 4 drag queens or some shit like that.
It had a bunch. So
It was pretty much just wall-to-wall homosexuals doing the Last Supper.
So, for me, it was unexpected because I watched it on ESPN. Like, I mean, not on ESPN, but I watched it on the internet. I was watching the opening ceremony for the Olympics. I wanted to see the Puerto Ricans and whatever in the national team. It's kind of like a tradition in my house, watching the Puerto Rican national team, whatever. And I wanted to see the opening ceremony. And, yeah. Then that happened, and I was like...
So I didn't watch any of it. I saw the aftermath. That was it.
I saw the entire thing, and I was like, what the fuck is happening here? Why is that blue guy on a table? And is he food? How is he food? Wait a minute, because he got brought in a serving tray, bro. And they uncovered the serving tray, and
Right.
it's
This blue man.
this ginger guy painted in blue, barely covering his genitals. You can see his giblets, man.
What the fuck?
Like, and there was a kid in the background dancing next to some dude who couldn't keep his balls inside his pants. Bro, it was rough. It was rough.
It's Paris, man.
Dude,
It's Paris.
that place is nasty anyways. It's always been nasty. I've been there once, and
I've never been there. I've never heard a good thing about it, though.
that place is disgusting. Have you ever heard of anybody going to Paris and not taking a single fucking photo?
No.
You have now.
Okay.
Yeah. Nah, bro.
How long were you in Paris?
72 hours.
So long enough. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I didn't do dick.
I had some lady saying it's like she wanted to go to Paris. That's one of her bucket list things to go to Paris. Why the fuck would you want to go to Paris? I'd rather go to Brussels.
It smelled like a dumpster full of rotten bananas, man.
That's what people keep saying. I keep hearing that. Like, it smells like piss and it smells like rotten garbage.
Rotten garbage.
Yeah. I keep hearing that.
Yeah, it's. I was like, huh. Now, granted, room service in my hotel was fucking badass. The bar was awesome too. So it was. So I just fuck it. I just stay there. I did what I had to do there and then bounced. But yeah, I didn't even fucking Eiffel Tower. Fuck that. I don't care. That place stunk. It stunk, man. It stunk. I tried. I gave it a shot. I got out of the hotel room and
I've heard that from
and I was like,
pretty much everybody that I've ever talked to that's been to Paris. They said the same thing.
It was like fucking August. I'm like, nah, man. I'm good. So that place is so dirty that they postponed the triathlon several times because the athletes couldn't swim in the freaking the river.
I just passed another thing on Twitter. There's this fucking runner, triathlete, fucking like throwing up on live TV because he just had to swim through. What's the river that runs through Paris?
Le Poupe.
The Seine?
The Seine or whatever river that is.
Paris was a swamp, by the way, if you didn't know.
Yes.
It was built on a swamp. So was London, for that matter. Why so many cities are built on swamps?
Yeah, the Seine River, Seine.
Yeah, I think it's Seine. I'm not French, so I don't know.
It was so badly filled with harmful bacteria, literally feces,
Yep.
due to the antiquated sewage system that
No,
was
it's
so
due to a bunch of homeless motherfuckers shitting in the river.
so bad that the French citizens have been banned from entering the water since 1923.
Holy fuck. I didn't know that. God damn. 100 fucking years? The people of Paris haven't been able to swim in that river for 100 fucking years? Holy shit.
Adolf Hitler was like,
No.
yuck. Coming here is a bad choice. It's like, it stinks of hot garbage. Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
Since 1923, bro.
That's, oh my god. Oh yeah, let's have triathletes swim through this fucking festering shit.
Y'all had surfing in the Olympics this year, right?
Did they? Mm-hmm. What the fuck are they surfing on?
Tahiti or some shit, or fucking...
So it's nowhere near Paris?
No, nowhere near.
Yeah.
They had to go to a whole different country.
Well, I can't imagine the coast of France has good surf zones. I mean, ask your grandpa. Fucking... You know. D-Day. Fucking,
Yeah.
Juno Beach, bitch.
The Allied don't surf. Oh, man. Oh, so many World War II jokes.
Yeah. I wonder how the German team is doing. Sorry, sweeping is what they're doing. They're fucking sweeping that shit.
Saying the
Remember
movie.
that old joke, fucking, what was it, like, who won the first Tour de France? It's like the 7th Panzers?
Yeah. The 7th Panzer
7th
Division.
SS Panzer Division? Whatever the fucking tank, you know, I have no idea. I'm just making up a number.
Oh, God. Oh, man. It's crazy, man. But the thing is that, so the organizer of the event had this prepackaged excuse, and the moment the outrage hit that he knew was gonna hit, they launched that excuse, and all of the liberals in all of the world jumped on that excuse and hugged it like it was their precious, instead of looking at it, regardless of religion, like knowing, because some of these liberals are Christian and Catholic and part of Abrahamic religions, and they follow Judeo-Christian something, and they still saw this excuse and didn't see any insult in it, and decided to err to the side of inclusivity and love and whatever. My thing is that, and I've been saying this for a hot minute now, you can be gay, queer, LGBT, whatever. What do I gotta fucking know about it?
Yeah.
I just want to play my video games, man. Just do my thing. Like I got no ill will towards any of that nonsense.
It's like we have no right to not care.
And yeah,
That's what it feels like.
yeah.
We have no right to not care.
And I've had this. So I grew up with a father that's like, this is completely unacceptable. Like my dad, he would fight you. Like,
About what?
like he would fight people over this stuff. Not that he ever did, but somebody tried to push this shit in his face. It's fists are getting thrown.
Gotcha.
All right, but this is a man born in the 50s or whatever, 40s. So it's it's a different era. For me, I've grown up a little bit different. I'm not intolerant of it, just not in my household. If any of my kids decide to lean on that persuasion, that's their problem. Just keep it out of my house. I don't want anything to do with it. You want same sex, whatever, and that's your thing. You want to bring that person home, bring them home. Fucking, that's your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. That's fine. I don't care.
Right.
I just don't want to be forced into liking something that I don't have to agree with it, but I can tolerate it.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I love
But
my
that's not
children. I
acceptable
love my
anymore.
children just the same.
But that's not acceptable
no,
anymore.
now
You can't just tolerate it.
I have to embrace it or whatever. I don't know what they want. What do they want me to do?
I don't give a fuck what they want me to do.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just like why do you continuously keep forcing this freaking agenda down people's faces? Why?
Because the media's latched onto it because a lot of those homosexual kids studied media and like camera work and journalism and shit, and they got
Theater
into those
students.
interests, right?
Yeah.
And they got into those industries and made changes.
We need to make bullying great again.
Well,
That's a T-shirt.
I'm pretty sure the KKK sells it.
Ah, for fuck's sakes! You're over here
Oh,
whopping.
that tastes like shit.
You're over here whopping my ideas. What? Tastes bad?
Yeah,
Oh. Well, maybe because it's fucking lukewarm.
maybe.
I don't think cold will fix that. This one's very good.
Was it? What was it called? Mean Green?
It tastes identical to the Green Monster.
Yes, it does.
Like, this is probably the most dangerous of them all.
Yep.
Because
That tastes exactly. You can't taste the difference.
Difference. All of these, you can taste the alcohol
Yep.
in them.
Even that
Not
one.
this one.
So that was probably like the most flavorful. You can still taste the alcohol in it.
Right.
That one? Nope. That tastes exactly like a
identical,
monster. The
like-
original
like
monster.
the original monster, yeah. Oh, well. Good luck, kids. So fucking rough world out there. Yeah, but I mean that's the thing. Like I shouldn't have to be continuously be force fed this agenda when I got no skin in the game and I don't care.
Right.
It's just I don't care. Do your thing.
Don't give a shit.
Be happy. I don't care.
Yeah.
But
But
get the fuck off my television.
It has to be played on TV every 5 fucking seconds.
You know,
It has to
get
be
the
pumped
fuck
into
off-
every video game.
Get the
It has
fuck
to-
off my sports, of my video games. Dude. Oh my god, man. There was a
You will love the gays. You will love them. You will accept them. And you'll be happy about it.
where's that guy from Toys R Me? When I need him. It's a Grand Theft Auto 6. The new
Okay.
one that's
Okay.
coming out eventually,
I haven't even seen any ads for it.
right? They made an announcement that there's gonna be 6 ladyboy dancers as NPCs in the game.
Why?
Who gives a fuck? Why are you telling me? Like, why do I gotta know that? Like, put them in the game or not. Who gives a shit? That game is about
Haven't there been transvestites in those games
Yes.
before? Plenty of
Yes.
times.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had a fucking whole game that was called The Ballad of Gay Tony.
Yeah. And that was actually a
it was
decent
a
game.
fucking
Yeah,
good
it was
game.
a fucking good game.
Gay Tony
Yeah, it
was no
was-
fucking joke.
Yeah, it was based on a GTA 4, I think.
Yeah, it
With
was.
Belko or whatever.
Well,
his
fucking
name is.
yeah,
The little Soviet guy.
Yeah, fucking Bilbo, whatever.
Yeah,
what-
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Nico
It was a
Bellic
Nico
or what-
Bellic. That's
yeah.
exactly who the fuck it was.
yeah. I'm a
So,
fucking
yeah.
nerd. I fucking love these games, man.
But yeah, it was based on,
Yeah.
on that one, and it was the Ballad of Gay Tony. He had his own fucking
Yeah.
quest lines and shit like that. And I think you worked for Gay Tony. You
Yeah.
were a muscle guy that worked for Gay Tony. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he was gay as fuck. Like
Yeah.
he was flaming homosexual. It was a good story. It was a good game.
Dude, who gives a shit?
Yeah, who fucking cares?
Gives a shit.
And you
Just
see
do
him,
it. Just do it or don't do it.
I think in the game you see him like harassing the shit out of the fucking like bouncers and shit like that. Like
Yeah, but that's-
ripped to do.
That's my thing. Like, do it or don't do it. Like, why do I have to be force fed all this nonsense? Like, if you're gonna,
Well, I can see one aspect of it. Creating any kind of controversy like that is something that people on the internet will definitely talk about, especially the gaming channels on YouTube.
build bad publicity.
Shit like that. So any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
I can see it from that perspective.
I get that, but It's bonkers to me that I'm sitting here watching potentially what's going to be another historic freaking. It's the first Olympics without COVID. Another moment in history, and it's marred by all this nonsense. Now I've been to many. And I was having this discussion with my mom. I was like, I've gone to many theater plays and theatrical productions in theaters and stuff like that. I've gone to a bunch of them through the years. It's actually something I miss going to a theater. I haven't been into one in roughly about 8-9 years. So, but there's been. In some movie theaters, you'll get the production of an original piece, and you have no background as to what you're about to see. So it's a complete surprise. But what's that pamphlet that you get, the agenda or the calendar, whatever the fuck it's called? I don't know what it's called in English. The fucking
say it in Spanish.
Well, it's the agenda. It tells you the series of events and what's going on in the acts and what time it's going to be the intermission and all this other shit. Yeah. It's kind of like a sequence of events or whatever that you get. Like you get a little pamphlet or whatever. It'll give you a synopsis of what you're about to watch.
Yeah, it might be what it's called. Synopsis.
It might be. I forget. You guys.
The only other thing I can think of is itinerary, and that's not it.
It's an itinerary of sorts. Now, this guy knows, and I'm going to throw some numbers at you. So, roughly about, if I remember correctly, 36.7% of the world population of 8-point-something billion people are Christian, follow Christian faith.
Right.
Subsequent 0.02% of the population is Jewish, and another 13.6%, 13 or 14, I forget, percent of the population is Catholic. So roughly, excluding Muslims.
You're talking about world population?
World population. Okay. Excluding Muslims, approximately 4% of the population, which is about 3.6 billion people on the planet, follow one of those three religions, either Catholicism, they're Christians, or Jewish, or one of their variations therein of, which means that when you put a production that is so obscure and of an depicting or paying an homage to something as obscure as a painting by some Dutch dude, you're gonna have to explain it.
Right.
So there's no misconstruing what you're about to show because the parallels are so close. More than half of the planet's gonna think that it's one thing. So they did it on purpose, is what I'm getting at.
Right.
That dude did that shit on purpose to elicit a response. And the fact that he's on the right side of the dirt breathing air right now is insane to me. Because if he'd have done this shit to Islam, that dude would be in pieces somewhere. Yeah. And not even holding his original skin, because it would have burned him.
Judging by past transgressions, yeah, it's likely. There have definitely been violent protests.
They would have burned that dude. Flat out.
It's called a playbill.
Playbill, yes. They would have fucking burned him. You know, it's a...
I get you.
It's insane. He did that shit on purpose to elicit a response.
I mean, you got, what, 2 people? Well, one that I can think of off the top of my head. I can't think of his name. He was a Dutch filmmaker. He got murdered.
Hebdo.
No, that's Charlie Hebdo. That's an office building. Charlie Hebdo magazine. Charlie Hebdo newspaper.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm alluding to the incident.
Oh yeah. So that was because of depictions of Muhammad in the cartoon reel.
Right.
And they got attacked. The other guy, fuck, what was his name? He was a Dutch filmmaker. He made a film. I don't even remember what the hell it was called, but it was about domestic violence in Islam, essentially.
Right.
So, and the other guy
Because
was
they don't see it like that, though. You know, and
Salman Rushdie, something like that.
yeah, that sounds familiar.
He wrote a book called The Satanic Verses, and it was about how Islam is Satanism. So his life's been threatened, and he has been attacked. I think recently, within the last
That's a comparison.
within the last year, he got stabbed.
That's a
on
comparison
stage.
That's a comparison that I wouldn't make. I wouldn't make that comparison.
That Islam is Satanism.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that comparison made quite often. Quite often.
There are some things in Islam that are. There's some things in the Quran that are reprehensible to us, and that's.
I'll get into it later.
Yeah,
I don't want to record it.
Yeah, that's not, yeah,
I'll get
that's
into
not,
it with you offline.
There's something we're probably along the same page on it on something. I don't think it's Satanism though. Not wholeheartedly.
I've never read the Quran. I can't really make the assumption.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I used to do to Islam faith.
It's like most Muslims that I've met are decent people.
Yeah.
Decent people just want to raise their kids and live their lives.
Yeah.
Most Muslims.
Yeah.
Some Muslims that I've met tried to kill me. So there's the two sides of the coin.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to kill them too.
Yeah.
Some of them I killed before they did anything to me.
Well, the ones I killed, they tried to kill me
It's
first.
called an ambush. Gotcha, bitch.
We didn't have to ambush. We couldn't ambush anybody. We're in a goddamn tank. I mean, good luck keeping that concealed.
Yeah. I surprised a few. It's all right. It happens. All right. But neither here or there. I mean, I'm just saying that I'm not advocating for the dismemberment of this freaking idiot. I'm just saying that had this been in a different light or had it mocked a different religion,
Had they done it to Islam, it would
we'd
have
be
been
looking at a completely
story.
different outcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's bananas because the thing is that the president of France had to have seen the production.
I think beforehand, or
Oh yeah, he has to approve it. He's the head of state. He has to approve it. And there's already rumors that have been going around for a while that he's married to his wife ain't really dude looks like a lady. You know President Macron married to his childhood freaking tutor, who apparently was
he's a current French president.
yeah, Macron.
Spouse is Brigitte Macron.
Allegedly.
Whoa.
Right.
I didn't think it'd be that bad. How old is he? He's 46.
That relationship.
She's 71.
That relationship started when he was minor.
Bro.
Thanks to Kendrick Lamar for his awesome music.
Huh. It's not. She looks like shit too. But fuck, she's 71, so I don't know how good I would expect her to look. But he's 46. Is she rich?
I'm not sure if she was rich or not, but
Former teacher, and the only thing she's really known for is being the wife of Emmanuel Macron. And co-prince of Andorra. Is that a title for the French president? What am I listening to?
I'm trying to stop it
Oh.
before you react to it, but yes.
In 1993, at the age of 40, she met then 15-year-old Emmanuel Macron, where she was a teacher and he was a student. Oh, shit.
Yep.
And a classmate of her daughter.
Yep. Played with his macaronis.
She divorced her husband in 06 and married Macron in 07. But when was the first time they fucked? Because
15. Yeah.
She's probably friends with her daughter. Like, I'm gonna bang your mom. You're not gonna bang my mom. I'm gonna fuck your mom. He's fucking her mom. He's fucking her mom.
Yeah. Yep.
He was a bully in high school, bullied her fucking daughter, and then she fucking slept with him to get him to stop bullying her daughter. I'm making up a whole story in my head.
This shit ain't far off, bro. You should fucking see. You should see the videos of Candace Owens going hard on the paint on that dude.
Really?
Oh yeah, she goes hard, bro. And
I don't even know what his politics are. What is he?
Talks about freaking how. I mean, it's just, dude, it's insane, bro. Well, he's a liberal, so.
Is he?
Yeah. And apparently she's a dude, so.
Socialist Party.
Mm-hmm.
He's socialist until 09. Current political party is Renaissance. That's a political party in France. What the fuck?
Yeah, you gotta pull the stops out when you don't know if your national integrity is gonna hold.
It's always been like the biggest argument.
They only like lose their country like every other decade.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Aren't they currently in the throes of a fucking huge fucking like a revolution in everything but name?
Yeah. Yeah, and then the Olympics are in the middle of all this nonsense. Yeah.
I'm surprised the Olympics haven't been directly attacked.
It's like that one time I woke up in my hotel room and there was a fucking coup happening in the country I was in. Because a tank woke me up outside my window, rolling down the street. I was like,
it's a great thing to wake up to.
It's like, that sounds like a tank. It's a fucking tank.
It's just construction, man.
I fucking stood up and you just hear the pins.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the difference between, a cat.
I know.
So I'm like, sounds like a tank. It's a fucking tank. I fucking looked outside my window. I was like, oh shit. It's like, what the fuck is happening here? It's like, oh man. Yeah, there's a flat out coup happening in the fucking city.
Oh, shit.
It's like, get the fuck out of here.
T-72?
No.
T-60?
Or
or M-60? A patent tank?
Mm-hmm.
One of those countries.
Southeast Asia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Malaysia?
Maybe.
Huh. Maybe. So we sold the fucking patent tanks all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
We left a lot of them behind in fucking
Vietnam. A lot of
Vietnam.
jungle where I was at, for sure.
Yeah.
They put this way, it took me 90 minutes to get to another city after I left that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's like a 90-minute drive.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people in the United States have the luxury of not even realizing how infrequently there are massive attacks happening.
Bro, there's no AC in this hotel.
Oh, it already sounds lovely.
Just fine. It's fine. The weather was fine.
Oh, yeah?
Weather was fine.
Okay.
I had a nice ceiling fan going.
Sea breeze.
Sea breeze, not bad. It was not bad. It was comfortable.
Minimal flies.
Comfortable. Very comfortable. The hotel was not. It was not 5 stars. Not nothing crazy. But
right.
It was very comfortable. And the little hotel bar downstairs was fine. Cold drinks and whatnot. And they one thing I gave them, they made a really good freaking hamburger. So they had really good ground beef in there.
Yeah.
But I fucking woke up to them tanks, man. I had to go. I was like, shit. I don't know what they're looking for or who they're gonna. What's a bargaining chip at this point? I gotta get the fudge out of here. I freaking grabbed my bags, freaking packed what I could, freaking bounced, hit the back door, fucking checked out. Went through the kitchen, out the alley. He's got me a cab. Go that way. Looked at my map. I was like, just drive that way. Keep going. I'll tell you where we're going. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, people ain't gone through shit like that. You know what I mean?
Right,
you
right,
gotta
right.
fucking...
You gotta bounce now.
And you gotta bounce now or freaking... You know, people ain't... They don't know what it's like to have a false bottom in your shoe to put your passport in because you don't know... You don't know what's up, what you're gonna go through, or carry freaking certain amount of denominations in the right pocket that you're supposed to have them in. So when you get searched, you know, give you a little, try to grease the wheels as you go through checkpoints. They don't know anything like that. They don't know anything about that. It's crazy. It's a testament to how good our law enforcement and our military has done in the United States and shielded our population from knowing the freaking hazards that the rest of the planet has to experience on a day-to-day basis. It's crazy shit, which is why I can't understand for the life of me why this freaking trans movement is doing nothing but creating enemies around the world. They're not. If you think for 1 second they're getting their point across, that's not what they're doing. What they're inviting is violence, discontent, and hate.
Yeah.
That's what they're inviting, and I think that's part of what they want. They want to be that victim, even though their way of thinking, being, existing, and operating has been accepted for decades now, pretty much in just about all of the civilized world. They continue to push the envelope. You give them a freaking inch, they take a mile, and they've been doing this stuff for a little bit, and now it's starting to freaking come to a boiling point. The snapback is not going to be pretty, and it's going to be, just like you said, theological, and it's going to be ugly.
You already see the beginnings of it.
It's going to be
See
ugly.
the beginnings of it.
You know what happened?
Religious voices are becoming like more listened
You know what I did? In when I was arguing with them people on Facebook and all these other mediums, the moment I quoted scripture, gone.
They just disappeared?
They disappeared. They stopped arguing. They stopped talking. You know, because in the face of scripture, evil runs. The moment I freaking put scripture, Ezekiel 33:8, freaking John 3:16, whatever. As soon as I replied, because I told them, I said, this is a satanic agenda.
Yeah.
Flat out, overtly. They had the white pale horse with a rider. That was not Joan of Arc. That was the pale rider with death following with him. And when he got off the horse, the pale white horse, he gave tribute to Baal, the freaking golden bull.
Yeah.
That is satanic. And yes, they had a pretty good heavy metal band, which, hey, I've heard some of their stuff before. They sound pretty neat. And a crazy freaking depiction of Marie Antoinette in Les Miserables, but that wasn't Marie Antoinette. So she was beheaded, and I get that, but they had a beheaded Marie Antoinette singing.
A beheaded?
Yes, she's holding her head. You know, when you look at all the iconography and put it all together in the totality of the events, because that's what we deal with as law enforcement,
right.
as former law enforcement guys,
Totality of the
whatever. It was
circumstances.
totality of the circumstances. We don't look at one little thing and go like, extrapolate an entire agenda out of one little thing. No. It is a sequence of
It would be
events.
so much quicker if we did do it. Like
Justice. It wouldn't even be justice. It would just be. It would just be freaking wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Let's go home. So. It's crazy when you start looking at the sequence of events and put them all together and follow the breadcrumbs and then reassemble this freaking monstrosity of a freaking of a show, a spectacle. You see right away that this is exactly what they meant to do.
Yeah.
It is an ode to Satan, overtly, and they mock the religion that is supposed to stand against Satan and hell. I had people telling me that there is no hell and there is no giving me definitives on a topic that there is no definitives. It is all based on faith.
That's
It is all based on faith. There's no definitives. There's not a single person in this world that could give me. That's why agnostics and atheists exists, because there isn't any solid, irrefutable evidence that this is the way it is. You have to take it upon faith, and that's part of the thing.
Yeah. Well, it's part of the story of Christ too.
It's part of the story of Christ. You have to take it at faith.
You have to take it on faith.
You have to take it on faith.
You weren't there. The history wasn't well kept, but it was kept well enough to pass a lot of historical scrutiny. So even historians that scrutinize the New Testament, it's like, probably fucking happened. Because there are enough testimonies there that, like, right, the eyewitnesses didn't write anything down. Because a lot of them were illiterate. So, what did they do? They went around and told the story.
Yes.
And then somebody wrote it down.
Yeah.
The same thing that happened in the oldest story, what is it, Homer? The Odyssey and the Iliad?
Odyssey and the Iliad, yeah.
Yeah, it's an old story. Well, who wrote it down? It wasn't fucking Homer. Homer's a name credited with authoring that story because nobody really knows who the fuck it was. Mm-hmm. So, like, maybe it was a guy that was named Homer that wrote it down initially and started selling it. Mm. Maybe. But the story had been going around for a long time before that. A long time.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's
a lot of our history is oral history.
Yeah, it's oral, dude.
That's why I think the Bible is meant to be read aloud. You're not supposed to just sit there and read it to yourself. You're supposed to speak it out loud. I think so. That's what I think. Mm. I think the original telling of that story was oral. You spoke it.
Well, but I just think that it's just these people are just they're definitely not. They're just sowing chaos and discontent, and trying to elicit a violent, negative reaction so they can be victims once more, and then overtake the common sense of human beings with their victimhood.
Yeah. Another thing, the Christian world has been shamed probably for the last 600 years for one thing or another. I mean...
Well, yeah, I mean...
all the things that Catholics and Christianity in general has done over the last, like, several hundred years, over the last, like, probably like 2,000 years, when somebody got into power and they used Christianity to gain that power...
It got pretty stabby there for a while, so...
So, I mean... Now Christians are terrified of being shamed again for telling a homosexual that's not acceptable.
Well, because they know what persecution looks like.
It's horrible. Yeah.
They know what persecution. They know how it's done. So it's one of those things that they don't want to be put on the spit and roasted, for. But these people are definitely not making any allies. They're not furthering their cause, and they're not...
I don't think they need to anymore. I don't think they need to make any more allies. I think they've made the allies that they need.
Well,
and now here's what we have.
The thing is that the lack of LGBTQIA freaking plus whatever people speaking against the hijacking of their agenda... speaking against the hijacking of their, agenda is the wrong word, against their movement and their ilk is alarming. Because they're also not, there's very few predominant voices in that community that are saying, "Whoa, why can't you just be gay and keep your pants on?"
Yeah. Yeah. There are a few. I've heard.
There's a few. There's a few out there, but it is a few. But they are immediately branded right wing.
Right, and they have been.
They're immediately branded
right wing. There's one guy that immediately comes to mind. I don't remember his name, but he has his own show. He has. I think he has a syndicated show, but
he's on Blaze. I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're talking about the guy with the beard.
Yeah, he's
been married to a dude for a long time, and he speaks out against a lot of this shit all the time. Yeah. So there are a few, but they are few.
Yeah, but because they're not gonna be dressed like the village people, like halfway naked, and wondering, walking all the way naked, freaking flopping their jiggly bits at kids.
Yeah,
they're right wing.
Yeah,
it's bonkers to me, man. Like I was like, dude, you could totally be who you want to be and exist in the way you want to exist without having to do all this nonsense, all this other shit so extra, which then further reaffirms the belief that a lot of this is a mental illness issue and not I was born in the wrong body or I'm making choices. No, you're mentally ill now. In my opinion, that's mental illness.
And there are some trans folks out there. Biggest one that I think comes on my feet all the damn time is Blair White. So
Blair White.
Yeah. She's transsexual She talks about that all the time. So she openly admits it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she went on. She was on Sky News.
She's been on Joe Rogan a few times.
She was on Sky News too.
Yep,
I think
she's been on
for
Sky
a brief
News.
period
Yep.
with that segment. I love to watch that segment. Lefties losing it on Sky News Australia. It was freaking hilarious.
Yeah. Blair White's outspoken. She's.
I think she's been on there.
I think
twice.
she is left leaning, but she is considered right wing by the left.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You could be whoever the hell you want to be. Just
Yeah.
you keep your fucking pants on.
Yeah.
Why you guys to keep freaking showing me your butthole and your balls? What's the story behind that? Like I don't understand that. Like
It's no longer I'm proud to be homosexual. No, now it's I want to show everybody my dick, and I know I'm not supposed to.
And you're supposed to
but
like
I can
it.
get away with it, and you can't say anything about
You
it.
can't say anything about it. Yeah, I'm like, well, okay. So then I'm like, fine, fucking show your dick, and I turn and I go look another way, and they're like, oh no, you gotta see it.
You
I was
have
like,
to
yeah,
see
but
this
I don't.
cock.
And I'm like, no.
You don't know what you're missing.
I was like, no, but you have to see my cock. I was like, no, I don't want to see. Then get a look at this butthole. It's like, I don't want to see your butthole. And you just like everywhere you turn, man. And I was like, dude, what's this? What the fuck, man? I was like, I just want to be left alone, man. Jesus.
You don't know
Like-
what you're missing. You got to see this.
It's just crazy, man. But I mean, that's the world we living in now, apparently, and
Yeah.
there ain't a whole lot we can do about it other than keep freaking talking about it and just keep freaking and stand up for
But I haven't changed my opinion yet. The snapback to this is going to be
Theological. Theological. No, I agree. It has to be theological
Yeah, it's the only thing that's going to work.
because it's either theological or it's straight up violence.
Yeah, I agree.
It's straight up violence, murdering and just destroying people outright, or just oppressing them with theology. I agree with you. There's the only two ways. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm too old for either. I just wanted to stop. Just stop. Just stop getting into my feeds with your nonsense.
Yeah. There's one thing I wanted to bitch about real quick, and it's kind of off subject, but
Take it away.
there's about some folks on Twitter. I'm not going to say which accounts, but they're very, 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 very popular accounts.
Mm-hmm.
And they're making the statement that now Google does this. You type in like Donald Trump. Remember the day we did it? We typed in Donald Trump to Google, and it came up with some other fucker named Trump that was in Washington that we didn't even know about.
Yeah.
Some cockeyed fucker.
Yeah.
But so Google does that actively. But this account was claiming that the AI systems, the chatbot systems that are out there now, like ChatGPT and Grok and Meta and fucking shit like that, they're doing it. So like if you type in, "Oh, tell me about the recent assassination of Trump," it'll give you some bullshit. It'll just tell you that it doesn't know anything about it. It has no idea. The thing is, the Twitter account that was making those claims is a blue-checked Twitter account, which means they pay for the service. If you pay for that service, you have access to the AI Grok, which is on Twitter. So when they ask the AI Grok about the assassination attempt, it tells them everything. Like what happened when it happened. It was in Pennsylvania. It was on this rally. Fucking Trump got shot. Fucking this was the person who did it. Fucking all the details. But then that same person goes to ChatGPT, which they don't pay for, and they ask it the same question. It gives them an answer like no idea what the fuck you're talking about, because ChatGPT, unless you pay for it, doesn't have access to the internet. So it only has access to the information available in like 2022. The same thing with Meta AI. If you don't pay for it, it only has access to information up to like 2022 or 2023. But if you do pay for it, they have access to the internet. They can tell you the same thing that Grok did. There's one thing I wanted to bitch about. It's misinformation. It's very misleading, and it's a very popular Twitter account that I follow. I like that account. They were just putting out some bullshit. Well, people think like this is happening everywhere. No, it's not. It's fucking, if you pay for the fucking AI, because I pay for ChatGPT because I use it a lot. I use it a lot. For my own entertainment and for business. So it'll tell you the same shit. It has access to the internet. It'll tell you all the details of the Trump assassination attempt. So, yeah. Don't believe everything you read online, even if they're a popular fucking source. What are you looking at?
I'm asking ChatGPT about the Trump assassination.
Okay. Which one?
And,
Do you pay for it or no?
No.
You don't pay for it?
No.
What did you type in?
What happened with the Trump assassination? There hasn't been an assassination of Donald Trump. If you're referring to a specific incident threat, it's important you rely on accurate, up-to-date information from credible sources. If you have more details or are thinking of a particular event, feel free to provide more context.
Okay. On the top left of your ChatGPT window, what does it say next to ChatGPT?
Just, what are you talking about? Like I'm on the message ChatGPT.
Show me your screen. Okay, it just says ChatGPT. Okay.
Yeah.
So I typed the same thing in. What happened with the Trump assassination? That's all I typed in. What happened with the Trump assassination? My reply: on July 13th, 2024, former President Donald Trump survived an assassination attempt while addressing a campaign rally near Butler, Pennsylvania. The assailant, Thomas Matthew Crooks, fired 8 rounds from an AR-15 style rifle, injuring Trump in his upper right ear and killing 1 audience member while critically injuring 2 others. Crooks was shot and killed by Secret Service agents. Trump was treated at a hospital and released in stable condition the same day. The incident has led to increased calls for heightened security for political candidates. That's the response I got.
And we typed the same thing?
Right, we typed the same thing. What does it say next to my ChatGPT?
4.0.
4.0, which means I pay for it.
Oh.
Pay about $12 a month for that. So there's access to the internet. It can generate images. It can generate
I know.
Word documents and Excel spreadsheets.
I've seen the ad come up, but yeah, what happens? There hasn't been an assassination.
Because it only has access to information from 2022. Ask ChatGPT right now. I don't know, some kind of wording.
What year is it?
Well, no, not what year. Because it'll tell you it doesn't know. What's the most recent information you have access to?
Oh, now it's giving me what is the most recent information you have access to? On July 13, 2024, President Donald Trump survived the assassination attempt.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it's right there. The last Deadpool Wolverine had record-breaking opening weekend, grossing 200.
So it's giving you very current information. Because the most recent Deadpool movie came out last week.
Here's the deal. I only have a certain amount of queries before it's going to make me up my subscription.
Oh, really? You don't have any subscription right now, though?
No,
Okay.
I have a limited amount of queries per day.
Mine are unlimited.
So
That I can make all sorts of shit, so.
got him.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a. That's why it's throwing the latest and the greatest, because it's giving me a little taste of 4.0.
Probably.
And then at some point it's gonna.
Yeah.
It's gonna cut me off, because it's done it before to me.
Yeah, but that first response you got about the Trump assassination was what's typical.
Mm-hmm.
No idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's never been a Trump assassination attempt.
That's
But
fucking
mine,
crazy.
immediately, July 13th, 2024, President Donald Trump survived an assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Have you heard about this dude? The latest and the greatest on that guy?
No. I haven't. What? You know me.
Bro.
Recluse.
Yeah, that's fine. Dude had freaking overseas accounts. Encrypted overseas accounts.
Fuck off.
With money totaling about $1.8 million.
Fuck off.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Thomas Crook bank accounts overseas has $1.5 million in cash. Reports are coming out that Matthew Crooks has 3 encrypted overseas accounts related to various banks with huge money in each one of them. The bank accounts has $1.5 million in cash.
So he got paid 1.5 to attempt an assassination on a former president. That's what that looks like to me. Okay. Was he 20 years old? How else can a 20-year-old make 1.5 million?
They're saying the probable second sniper, Maxwell Yarrick,
Oh, there's 2 of them.
manufactured explosives and armament and selling them to guerrilla groups in Peru and Colombia with CIA affiliation. A van with Arizona plates and explosives was found at Butler Rally. Maxwell Yarrick has gone missing since the rally.
How do you spell his last name?
Yearick.
Yearick.
Like Yarrick.
Gotcha.
Yarrick's family business is a Pennsylvania area code where Crooks is a part of a gun club and Yarrick was a pro 2A anarchist. All these links, one conclusion. According to some reports, Thomas Crooks reveals that he stalked famous and wealthy preacher and had a few pictures of him. However, his motives are still unknown. The Heritage Foundation oversights projects as someone who frequently went to Thomas Crook's home in Pennsylvania, also visited a building near the FBI office in Washington, D.C.
Huh.
His phone pings near the FBI offices, Thomas Crook's.
Huh.
I know you had to run and get your tinfoil hats on real quick. But hey, bro, that's what's being reported, man. Saying that Crooks had help. He didn't have the knowledge to rig the explosive devices that were found. And he had a brand new DJI drone that he utilized to recon utilized to conduct reconnaissance.
Huh.
The accounts traced to banks in Switzerland, the Cayman Islands, and Singapore. Reportedly hold a total of $1.5 million. Crooks may have been involved in illicit activities, potentially funding his radical actions. The Switzerland account was linked to a shell corporation. It has about $800,000. The one in Cayman Islands, possibly from cryptocurrency, holding about $500,000. The one in Singapore, under scrutiny for connections to extremist groups, contains about $200,000.
Yeah, might be from crypto.
The Iranian connection.
The Iranian connection now.
Bro, their ISI, or their intel services are, they're not the best, but they're competent enough to
Gotcha.
to pull something off on an open nation like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that they're so sophisticated that they're gonna pull something off on a very on a highly surveilled police state like England or something like that. You know, that's
Right.
a little tougher to pull off. But in the United States, where everything's so wide open, and you can't judge people by the looks, because somebody will call you a racist or something, or somebody's always looking to get offended, you can easily pass, you know, and get things done.
Yeah.
You know, you could deliver the cash in hand. This place is such a fucking state of disarray. You don't even need to dead drop anything anymore. You can just Just
Yeah,
bring it
openly
to the door.
handed to him.
Just
Yeah.
openly handed stuff to him. It's bananas. But all that information came out in the last week or so. I heard about this stuff the day of the assassination, like that. By that night, I had heard that all these things. Just not the details that I just gave, but I never spoke on it because
It's speculative.
it's speculative
Yeah.
at best. We're still speculating.
Yeah.
Actually, I've stand corrected. We're not speculating at this point. This is verified information. It's been put on a lot of news outlets already out there. It's public information now, but back then it was very speculative, and there's too many unknowns for me to say anything about it. It's just kind of
Right.
I just err on the side of caution and just kind of just keep my mouth shut. But other than that, I mean, it's that's the latest and the greatest with that dude. And apparently, the gun club he went to was frequented by Homeland Security and FBI agents and stuff like that. And there's a lot of accounts of him shooting with Homeland Security and whatever. But I say again, if he would have gotten any kind of significant training, Donald Trump would be dead right now.
He's damn near dead that day.
That shot.
He got lucky.
He got lucky. He got lucky that Thomas Crook probably thought that he was wearing body armor.
Maybe where his thinking was at.
So he tried to aim for the head to get that kill shot. He tried to aim for the bingo, and that's where he failed. Because he's also a bad shot on top of everything. A lot of people are saying out there, oh, he staged it and all this other shit, or his ear didn't get blown off and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, I mean, so if you guys want to, I'll put the link below. Give a like and a follow to this video when you get a chance, and also, take a look at some of the videos I post below. Graham Thumb did an example in a recreation of how difficult it would be to actually stage an ear shot at that yardage with the weapon system that he was carrying. He's carrying a DPMS run-of-the-mill AR with past freaking 2-point whatever millimeter angle. It's not very accurate. It's not the most accurate. It's not precision rifle. It's accurate enough for what you got to do, like hunting or whatever, or shooting somebody center mass. That's fine. But to make a precise shot in somebody's ear, no, not at all. It took him forever just to. As a matter of fact, he never hit the ear with the DPMS, and he had to actually get a precision AR platform with a 10-power scope to make the ear shot, and it took him 2 shots even then. Yeah. So it's an extremely difficult shot to fake with a high degree of failure, where one movement to the left, to the right, just a little misbehaving of your fundamentals, and off you go.
Yeah.
So. No, it wasn't staged. Another thing, his ear didn't come off because 5.56 or 223, whichever the ammunition it was, but it's very near to each other, it's flying at 3,300 feet per second.
It's a very small, fast-moving projectile.
Going through a not very fleshy part of your body.
Yeah.
So
it clipped his ear. I wouldn't be surprised.
It made a hole. It punctured it, much like a hole puncher would do a piece of paper.
That's the thing. I wouldn't be surprised. Once it heals, you wouldn't even be able to tell.
Yeah, you probably will not be able to tell. It's just that small of a hole. It's a very small hole, and it's not going to have the cavity.
Right. The temporary cavity.
The temporary cavity space to make the damage that you guys think it would make, because it's not going through his gut. It's going through a tiny little piece of meat. So it's going to be. It's no faster than you would do an ear piercing. If I was Trump, I'd put a damn dial in it. You know what I mean? One of them plugs and ear plugs, and go boom.
Well, the gauges.
Gauges. I put an ear gauge in it. Might as well, right?
Yeah, why
Just
not?
rock it. It'd be a constant reminder because people are freaking memory holding this freaking assassination attempt about as fast as they can move it. And in reality, they cannot forget that all this stuff has been predicted by us and by other people for since the beginning. They're trying to bankrupt this dude. They couldn't do it. They try to throw him in jail. They couldn't do it. They try to subpoena him. They couldn't do it. They try to get him, make him illegitimate to run the race. They couldn't do it. They try to do everything, and they put themselves in a situation where the only possible outcome to get this dude out of the freaking running was to kill him. And they tried that, and they couldn't do that either.
Yeah.
So I mean, here we are. Now they're gonna have to run a campaign. They got no choice. It's bananas, man. It's bananas. But I mean, guy's alive and well, so I mean for now.
Yeah.
But I mean he's plus 70 years old, so who knows? Every day's a blessing at that age. Your freaking body could just say fuck it. After 70 years old.
Yeah.
They could just decide one night, nah, not today.
I quit.
Yeah, I quit. So, who knows, man? But, I mean, hell, we went through a lot today.
Yeah.
Shoot. Man, yeah, we went through a lot of topics. That was a lot.
What? Yeah. Oh, shit. The Olympics thing was the big one.
Yeah.
The fuck else did we talk about?
Yeah, Kamala.
Kamala.
Oh, what a loser. Anywho. But that's all we got for this week. And, like, subscribe, share it, leave a comment. Let us know how we're doing. And, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah.